Hey everybody, I'm Crow, and welcome back to Nier Replicant version 1.224.744.87139. We've got all the stuff for Yonah, so hopefully she's happy and can give us more big missions.
Yonah?
Oh, hey.
How are you feeling?
Better, now that I'm taking the medicine you brought.
Good.
By the way, are you gonna stay here today?
Why not? What else am I gonna do?
You bet.
Really? You'll stay with me? Really?
Yeah, Yonah. I'll stay.
Yay!
Now get back to bed.
She adorable.
Okay.
I hear a voice. I squint and see a boy standing before me. His hair is silver, his skin is pale, and he stares up at me with hard, glassy eyes. Soon his lips begin to move, but no sound comes out. What is he saying? I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't. I try to leave, but something about the boy holds my gaze. I watch his face, expressionless, as his lips slowly flutter. What is he trying to say? Wait, it's a phrase. I can almost make it out. It starts with an S, then there's an E. I can almost see it now. The letters begin to fall together, one after the other, faster and faster. Sealed verse. It's a sealed verse. The thing I'm looking for. The key to saving my sister. Oh, I thought this was Yonah for some reason. I stare at the boy with renewed ferocity, trying desperately to make out his next word. Dream. Dream? What? What the hell does that mean? The lips move again, faster now. I can't follow them, damn it. I can't make it out. I want to scream. I want to tear the walls down around me, but instead I force myself to be calm. I can do this. I can do it for Yonah. Slowly, ever so slowly, I parse out the letters that make up his final words. Forest of Myth. Magical protagonist powers. The next morning. We sleep downstairs?
Just a dream. Even in my dreams, I'm hunting sealed verses.
Alright, so on one hand, it's really cool that they each have their own room. On the other hand, that's so lonely for Yonah.
Morning.
Morning, Yonah.
What's wrong? Are you feeling sick too?
No, I had a strange dream.
What was it about?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Let the worrying commence. That's what... Oh my god.
Because I had a dream too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Me and this boy were playing a game together.
What kind of game?
It was called Guess the Words. I think he made it up because I never heard of it before.
How did it work?
The boy would move his mouth, but no words would come out. Then I had to guess what he was trying to say. It was hard. I wanted to play hide and seek, but we had to play his dumb game instead.
So what did he say?
I don't know. All I could figure out was dream and Forest of Myth. But don't worry, I'm gonna study hard so that next time I can figure out everything. We should play a game together sometime too.
Sure, Yonah.
We're linked. It's magic.
Did somebody order a watermelon?
Yay! You're the best.
Anything else you need?
Actually, I need a pumpkin.
All right then. One pumpkin coming right up.
Especially considering I got it ahead of time.
I got your pumpkin, Yonah.
Thanks.
You've sure been eating a lot lately.
Oh, I'm not eating them.
You're not?
Ta-da! Here you go. I made it all by myself.
Is this a cake?
Yep. Popola taught me how to bake one. I made it for you in secret.
Wow, Yonah, this is, Well, it's a surprise for sure.
A melon watermelon pumpkin cake?
Come on, try it, try it.
Yeah, this is so good.
Yay! You're always super busy, so I wanted to make you something to help keep up your strength.
That's really sweet of you, Yonah. Thank you.
Sure. Actually, I made like 7 cakes, so there's tons of leftovers.
The life of an elder sibling continues to be a trying experience.
You could help eat it too, you know.
You're telling me.
The quest, Yonah's Gift, is complete. We did it. Yonah, you got any other jobs for me?
We should play a game together sometime too.
Okie doke, so it looks like we're heading to the Forest of Myth, which now that I actually know how to world map, is up there to the left. So we go out to the big open field, and then we go right instead of left to the area. So I was gonna go to the forest, but then they were like, hey wait, Popola needs to do Popola things. Look, that's the world map I was talking about. It's pretty much identical to ours, so we've basically been everywhere, 100% completion.
What's up, Popola?
Oh, hi. I just got a strange letter in the mail.
Dearest Popola, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing in hopes of bringing to your attention a certain Dream issue of concern regarding recent events in Dream the Village. I was hoping I might be able to get your advice on the matter. Recently there have been dream reports of a certain dream of dream evil dream empty dream curse dream evil dream words dream and dream someone dream.
That is certainly one bizarre piece of writing.
Who's it from?
The mayor of a small village in the Forest of Myth. It's a wooded area up north.
The Forest of Myth?
They're usually a bright and cheerful group of people. Something like this is very out of character for them. I have a bad feeling about this.
I'll check it out.
You will? But...
Don't worry about it. I've got business there anyway.
Oh, well, alright. Thank you.
They all had the same dream. This is some Sephiroth stuff with all like the organization number stuff. Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, this is the Forest of Myth. I stumbled on here earlier where I was looking for where to go. Supremely fancy. I will talk to the person with the X.
Beware.
I didn't talk to anyone before, so I don't know if they were normal before.
Beware the words.
The words? What do you mean?
Contagious words. Those who dream.
Those who dream?
Hold a moment. There is a strange new sensation in my mind.
Why did this get so big? It's taking up half the screen now. Weiss's voice rose in a quizzical way.
It is not quizzical.
What's going on?
The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes.
Perhaps we should start by asking this man.
Who are you?
We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help.
The mayor stared at Crow and Weiss.
If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream.
In your dream?
The mayor explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Deathdream had spread across the Forest of Myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor had determined the Deathdream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Weiss stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly.
Now see here. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream?
I like that it's getting higher.
Well, yes. I think you have.
In other words, we've caught the Deathdream?
Before the mayor could confirm Crow's suspicion, Vice exploded with rage.
Ridiculous. Preposterous. Completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep.
That's just how the Deathdream works.
Though polite, the mayor was clearly trying to brush aside the book's remarks.
My remarks are not to be brushed aside, fool.
The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to Crow, who had seen, and what they had discussed, since coming to the village. Why does it... my brain is melted by that sentence.
Something there must have caused you to enter my dream. A certain conversation, a specific word, something.
Crow and Vice racked their brains, but could find no easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
Grimoire Vice does not engage in meaningless conversations.
The mere suggestion that Weiss chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride.
It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly.
Irritated, Weiss looked skyward, as if searching for answers in the heavens.
I was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already.
The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Crow like a contagion. Wait, said Crow suddenly, did someone just say contagion? Yes, I believe so, what of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. He must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words? What was it? It was about dreaming, or something that dreams, or... what the hell was it? A sheep? Cried Vice suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thoughts, Crow's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said those who dream, that's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this, the mayor produced a thick sheet of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Crow. That sounds right, he said. As a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground, my notes also seemed to mention about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard of before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the Deathdream, he said. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along, but I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Vice immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, he said, but perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping off the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream. I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said, to no one in particular. And it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. Once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. And I won't stop trying until it happens. Crow nodded in agreement. Huh, wait a second, I didn't nod. Look, if we can be of any help, said Crow, just ask. Now hold on, I did not just say that. Silence, cried Vice. The Grimoire looked from Crow to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Vice's face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor. You told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said. You're right. I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Vice. And dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two. He called at the departing forms of Crow and Vice. We're all counting on you. As Crow slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. I saw this man once before, he thought, but where? Crow's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once, he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Vice was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Crow to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Vice muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Crow snapped. Okay, Vice, cram it for a second, would you? You don't have to walk. Crow leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so big, he muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. Every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out at a volume that rattled his teeth. Crow slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Vice, what's going on? Crow could see Vice's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insects screamed. The forest howled. And then, just as Crow's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, he removed the hand from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the wood. Zree, 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 zree. Shock, shock, shock. Chick-chee, chick-chee, chick-chee. Woo-woo-wooma, woo-woo-wooma. Shik, shik, seek. Shik, 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 seek. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Crow began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just white noise. It's something else. The insects weren't just calling out. They were asking a question. 1 with it is lacking. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. I mean, it feels sort of forced, but maybe the key to getting out of this place. Maybe it's the key. Then I leave it to you to answer. 1 with it is lacking. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? Alright, so I'm actually thinking that this is a seesaw. Because 1 person with a secret is, like, ideal. 3 would be dangerous. I think it's actually a seesaw. Something that's ideal with 2 people, but dangerous with 3. Oh, it's a seesaw! Vice's mouth flew open, but before he could say anything, the world suddenly shifted. Reen, reen, wah! Reen, reen, wah! When Crow came to, he was once again surrounded by the sounds of insects. The cries of the insects were creating words. Words he had heard somewhere before. 1 with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. I mean, it feels sort of forced, but maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. So it wasn't a seesaw. Is it actually a secret? Inwardly furious that Vice left the task to him, Crow sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret. Right? Alright, I knew the seesaw thing sounded kind of dumb, but why would 2 people with a secret be ideal? If it's a secret, then only 1 person should know it, because 2 people is a liability. The sound of the insects stopped as suddenly as it began. The forest undergrowth parted before Crow like a rippling wave, opening a new path. "The forest arthropods are making a road for us," said Vice with a glee. Pleased at passing the test, Crow moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. "I guess the forest has accepted us, huh?" said Crow after a bit. Vice spun around to face his companion. "Do not mistake the will of this forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads." As Vice finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Crow picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. "Good heavens," said Vice. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. "I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I?" "Absurdly easy," barked Vice. "Now answer it." Crow grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right, after all. This one is pretty easy. "I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I?" "A bird! A letter!" Sunlight. Honestly, I thought they might have tried to say wind or something, but, wind can happen at nighttime. It's obviously sunlight. Sunlight. A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. "In all my years," said Vice softly, "I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place." "Hey, look!" cried Crow, awaking Vice from his daze. "There's a house or something over there." Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Vice saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. "That's weird, isn't it, Vice? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here?" Crow walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open. Oh my god, that'd be so annoying. How's someone gonna knock for a minute straight? And a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Crow, but before he could get any further, the cloaked man held up a hand and began speaking. "I have 4 legs in the morning, and 2 at night, but end the night with 3. What am I?" Crow tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. "If we wish to engage this man in conversation," said Vice, "it seems we must answer his riddle." "Yeah, I suppose," said Crow. "Well, at least this is an easy one. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. What am I?" Is this just a man? Like, I don't know why a demon or an angel would have any different number of appendages. And there's no mysterious 4th option, because it goes back up to the top. A man. The mist dissolves from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. "Correct." With that, the monk flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor," cried Crow. The small man slowly shook his head. "I'm not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself." Sorry? What's that mean?" "It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the Deathdream. Now you must go to the person at the forest entrance." With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Crow watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Crow and Vice returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught the sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. "Good gravy," he cried. "You made it! You actually made it back!" His left hand grasped Crow's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while the right seized Vice by the cover and swung him through the air. "Gah, by the heavens, stop shaking me, fool! We've not even told you if we were successful or not." The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Crow withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the Deathdream seal, he said. At least I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as Crow filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the three of them had laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Crow cocked his head. Okay, hang on a second, this is crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Crow and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten, continued Vice? It is words that control the Deathdream. Words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor. The first time I felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Crow shook the mayor's shoulder gently. Good news, he said. I think we made it. Oh wow, said the mayor in an odd voice. We did it. I'm back. He blinked once, and then again as if not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea how much this means. The Deathdream was spreading through our village, and I wanted to. Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it. But I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Crow and shrugged. Without a word, the young man reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to, said the mayor, and as a wry smile crossed his lips. You shall relearn in short order, I am sure, said Vice. For now you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the Deathdream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is a holy tree, he explained. When the prayer was finished, it's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, muttered Vice. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as a sealed verse. Crow and Vice could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. I say, muttered Vice, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the three of them said their goodbyes, Crow mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle, and the mysterious words he had left with them. I once saw a version of you that was not yourself, muttered the mayor. What in the world does that mean? Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. You know, he said softly, this is gonna sound odd, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before, too. Crow tried to keep a straight face, but failed. But the mayor didn't seem to notice. I mean, I did technically come to this village once. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the Deathdream. It probably doesn't mean anything. Crow gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. Something wrong about the mayor and his words. And what exactly is going on here? The riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all.
Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered.
I know. That's why we have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
Obtained a sealed verse, Dark Execution. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale enemies.
For a sealed verse, that didn't take much effort.
Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village.
Don't overthink advice.
I mean, the dream most certainly was. Regardless, this ran a heck of a lot longer than I was anticipating. So now, we gotta break everybody else out of the Deathdream, maybe. Or maybe we're done and Popola wants us to go back. Nope, it looks like the X is on the map telling us to go back to Popola. Return to Popola. I guess we're doing Popola things next time. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you liked it. Later, everybody.